Okay, welcome everyone. Here is the week 4 Yang Medicine in Energy Mastery training. And just to sum up the course, because we are going lightning fast, it really has two components. So I just want to reaffirm that to everyone. One is really it's the light warrior power training. That's where we get your energy field up. We get you in the sun, we get you on the schematic, we start creating this chemical chain reaction to get your core lit up, to your moods lit up, your energy system from like low batteries barely hanging or wanting to like go up to quantum levels. That's this training tonight. That's the Yang Medicine and Energy Mastery training. And a lot of it, this is kind of like star soaking school, like light Jedi school. Like surfing, like we're teaching you how to go out and do this yourself as a master. So Yang Medicine Energy Mastery plus the recordings. This is the video training. We also have path 2 here, which is the Light Warrior Mission. And I'm coming to realize I think everyone should do this. It's just got great training. We do the bioenergetics, and that relates to everybody, how to heal. We do mission mastery. We create the high ticket courses for those that want to get out of like those 20-hour, dollar per hour jobs, the mediocre man and woman. Like if you really want to be a professional healer and step up, check that out. Or you want to be a professional entrepreneur or something cool like that. This kind of art of high ticket sales, it does ask you to step up to a level, but it can be replicated in a lot of amazing ways. So one is like how to become a light warrior yourself, and then you can use this methodology if you'd like to share it with the world. And that's, you become the light warrior in this training in 3 months. That's the whole point of our mastery training. Be the energy master you already are by going through this journey. And then if you'd like, you can go out and do your light warrior missions, which I kind of hope everyone just does. In your light warrior mission, it could be like, I want a book, I want high ticket courses, this. It might be like, I want to just vacation the rest of my life in the sun. I honor all passive enlightenment. All right, so those are the 2. Now, just to remind everyone, there are 3 sections, base camp, where we've learned schematic 1 and now 2. Infinite yin, infinite yang, infinite yin. We're now really on the victory ascent. This is light bending. This is core energetics. This is like accelerator time. We hit the nitrous. We're going to hit it tonight. We're going to hit it this week in the recordings, and we're going to hit it with the next schematic next week too. But it is a surrender. It is an expansive. It's a relaxed, stress-busting kind of way of doing this, at least with the infinite yin. Okay, and then we hit the Visionary Summit. So basically it's base camp, we got you set up, we did the warm up. Now we're really doing light bending, core energetics, powering up, density busting, learning a lot of like extreme Jedi skills. And 3, I think you're gonna appreciate it when you're more of like just master energy connoisseur. You might be there now, but you'll appreciate this kind of perspective and how to unleash your genius. Today's mission, Yang wisdom. I want to teach this one thing that keeps coming to me, that to be a light bender, you have to be and know light. And this is what makes us unique than anyone else out there doing or teaching energy healing like you might be doing, is we actually work with light. I can't believe it took me 10 years of energy to figure out the sun and star energy, plug in. So to be a light bender, it's kind of like if you've ever seen that Avatar, The Last Airbender, and they bend elements. Actually, it's like that a lot. We power up to be a quantum force field, just like they fire up with fire and water, but they have small amounts that can do a lot. I say get your energy field up to force field levels, and then I can teach you how to do light bending a lot. Maybe you're doing it some, but it's got many techniques, and we're already learning them in the master moves. Not complicated, but comprehensive. So really what this has been about is getting you familiar with light. And, if energy is the source of all that we're healing and working with as energy masters, becoming light lets you bend light. It's that simple. Oh, so we're going to cover that today. We're going to cover the avatar state. I want to talk about identity stacking, how to really create that new quantum you and create the subconscious support to kick some real butt. The core overhauls, we're going to go into what they look like, what happens to a core, how we can upgrade the core, and that involves schematic too. You guys are already doing the core upgrades. You know, if you think of a core engine problem, it's huge, overhauling. And isn't it good to know you're already on this journey of doing it? And then we're going to learn Energy Master Move, the two-handed chakra healing. Ah, what a blessing. So simple once again and so powerful. So that's today's mission. Yang Wisdom, Avatar State, core overhauls, and one master move. To be a light bender, you need to be light. That's the Yang Wisdom of the day. And when you rate your energy field 1 to 100, it gives me a sense of how much you're in the light. You know, I talk to people a lot when they come into this work, like, are you ready for a renewed relationship with the light? Because you will, you know, and it reactivates that in you. It's pretty cool, really. And what I love about it is it's like full spectrum healing, direct source energy, photons of life, of source energy, of like fusion, hydrogen bomb energy from the sun that took 10,000 years to get from the core and then shot to you in 8 minutes light speed. It's wise, it's old, and it's fast. And it hits at all these different vibrational dimensions, if you will, these qualities. And we all probably heard of chakras and power centers, you know, these energy sources in your body. I really am a big fan of that we're walking rainbows of light. And I've seen it, I've had visions. I always see people as rainbows when I see their energy. The red is the root, grounding, support, financial stability, you know, fear, terror can go there. The orange is the second chakra, sex chakra, which gets totally shut down in people. That's one of probably the biggest wounds of all. So healing with orange is huge. Yellow, green, blue. It hits all these chakras, all these vibrational levels, because light holds all those frequencies. And that's why I love to work with it. It vibrates, it lifts up, and it turns it into ecstatic energy. The densest of the dense will turn ecstatic through full spectrum healing. That's how we heal at a core. That's how we heal at a full energy system, a full spinal column that's just been deflated for years, energy mood that's just been bad for decades, you know. And talking to people already doing this for a couple of weeks, they're starting to feel that, like real results, because that's what light does. Working with light is like the best medicine I've ever done. More than ayahuasca, peyote, Reiki. And part of the victory scent we mentioned last time was multiple attack. The multiple attack philosophy. We're doing a lot of things at once. We're multitasking while being totally surrendered in many of these states. For an energy medicine that powers you up, this is a schematic that's very generously like restorative. You may be going through the biggest density bust of your entire life, squeezing out some thing that's been blocking your heart since that divorce. But it'll go through squeezing. Dakota, sorry, my dog is whining. Dakota, can you please lay down? All right. So it's a multiple attack. It hits on all sides. It has a breathwork schematic for energetic chemical combustion. So we're doing these combustion moves. It's kind of like you're hitting first gear, which is infinite yang. And it sounds to me from the people I've talked to on this first training, you're getting it. You're getting this like masters. Oh, yang. I heard Brian be like, you know, I'm getting that 5 times. It's just natural. It flows. And then if you get that in the sun, that's where you really understand it on deep, like eons of levels in the sun. The sun is like, it'll really go there for yang and then for yin, and then we'll have a few more. So we do this chemical reaction. That's the main line of attack, is connecting with star source energy, direct light, and letting that happen. And it grows. That's what I love about it. It grows, it knocks out, it lights up. We also work with earth energy a lot. I'm wondering if you guys are finding, I find myself naturally drawn to the earth a lot. Mountains that get a lot of sun, but then you get that earth consciousness. You may find yourself connect right out through the whole earth grid, through the solar system and back again. Happens to me all the time, connecting with earth energy and the sun. Extreme light bending master moves. So we're starting those already. Like infinite yang and yin are really like accelerator pedal almost. But I'd say it's more like left foot, right foot, wax on, wax off of the whole thing. You guys have already learned the two most important moves, and they were so simple, it took me 12 years to figure out. Infinite yang, infinite yin. And then we start like bending through that schematic. And we're going to do that this week. And I also wanted to talk about enhancements. That's part of our multiple attack strategy. I mean, one enhancement I just did is I went and got a giant massage after 3 hours in the sun, and it just crunched things. And I had the most amazing masseuse, and we were just quiet going after energy using the same moves I use in the schematic under the sun to move energy. Pretty cool. So we'll go over enhancements. That's the multiple attack. Breath work, light source energy, full spectrum, earth energy. And the breath work's also oxygenating. I think that's really important to say. The deep breath work is bringing it into everything. All right. Now, this is perhaps the thing I wanted everyone to get almost the most outside of just how we use infinite yin to let photons penetrate. And it's to create your own ceremony. I get extreme results. Excuse me. Sorry, this is post-massage. I get extreme results when I create really magical ceremonies for myself. I mean, think about this. You guys are pioneers of this. Even if you're watching this video like 5 years from now, you're probably leaders in a vanguard. And you're going out and doing these solar ceremonies like no one else. You're connecting with light. And I'm even hearing kind of my inner guidance say the sun god every day, multiple times a week. You're doing breath work. You're having these extreme experiences that no one on the planet is having, at least for 90 days. And when you do that, the results are, one, you fill up with light. You become a quantum force field. Two, you experience massive healing, which I really hope a lot of folks feel in this next stage. This is fun. Be a little courageous, but it's fun. It's a total boost of mood and sense of humor. A lot of people already on the program, I'm hearing that. Oh, my mood's boosting. My sense of humor is pulling up. I'm starting to experience healings. You know, if a depression starts to lift, maybe it's been a 5-year core depression, that's a huge thing. If anxiety you've had every day and you suddenly wake up in a good mood and feeling in the light, that's a big win. And we're already seeing these victories. So it does a total boost of mood. When you do these ceremonies and create special time, significant time, extra time, this is probably more than just an hour, probably at least 90 minutes, maybe 2, 3, maybe a whole day. I do that. You get really good extreme light bending master moves when you go deep, when you go all shamanic, when you get kind of indigenous or quantum. So these ceremonies are really good power-ups if you can schedule them in. And I highly suggest them for your soul to decompress from the matrix, the whole thing. Stress. Vision quests, huge vision quester. Man, the sun has given me more visions, wisdom, clarity than any other medicine. Guides, guidance, seeing angels, divine realms. I think that's par for the course if you do 90 hours in 90 days, especially at peak levels. Ancestors, huge. Healing of past lives, huge. You kind of name it. You can get these results through the schematic and solar ceremonies. They are initiatory ceremonies into yang medicine. This is my extreme shamanism after all these crazy adventures around the globe. And what a joy that you guys hopefully get to share this. All right, so how to do a ceremony. I mean, you guys probably know how to do a ceremony, but you know, it's always good to remind and come together and show that. So one is you bring the schematic, right? We're all about the schematic now and the recordings. You have the rest of your life not to trigger this energetic chemical reaction. Bring the schematic. I say listen to my recordings if you're not keeping up. Like maybe listen to them all the time if you're just not paying attention or doing it in profound ways. Sometimes though, not having those recordings will let you go deep. Actually, ceremony deep, maybe not so much the recordings, huh? I think I might do some deep ceremony recordings and see how that goes. See what you guys think. Okay, so pay master attention in the trainings. I'm hearing this from you guys. You're noticing where you're nailing it and where there's improvement. Me too. daily. 90% attention will give you 90% energetics. So schedule and find an amazing space. Huge. Schedule is everything to me. I look before my week starts because, man, otherwise reality just fucking bums me out. And I have to do this. This is like me skiing at Vail on a double black bowl. So I schedule it in. I love this more than skiing. And find an amazing space. I go on the mountain. You can go to the beach. You can go finding secret spots. Make it epic. Have the day of your life. I have these all the time, like bigger than huge ski days when I was young through the schematic. Set the space. You know, they always talk about set and setting. You can create cool altars, bring that like best music of all time, bring your own music, but mostly, don't forget to breathe and do the schematic. And this is huge to see about privacy. You know, we're all healing these huge boundary issues of anything from intense perpetrators to ongoing drainers. And having a real sense of privacy gives freedom of place and space. Like when you have like your own space and it's your own world, you can go into universes. So I highly recommend that, especially when this goes a little more tantric, guys. Like this is a advanced energetics course, and I don't know how to teach it without getting a little tantric and sex magic-y. So having that space lets you like really go there. And I'd say if you're setting a ceremony, this is not for every day, but this is a mastery course. This isn't like just the goody two-shoes course. This is for people that want next level results. And it works for your career. If you have ideas you want to get, it works for your healing. Treating yourself to enhancements. And we'll talk about this because I have a whole philosophy. It doesn't just mean psychedelics, although this can be fun. Enhancements. Well, number one is the star, the beautiful, giant 98.8% of the solar system, like ecstatic, almost like eternal being. That's the biggest one, but we hook into that and then we trick it out. We start with a schematic that brings oxygen into your body and energy like nothing else on the planet, every cell. So we're already doing that. And then you have what I would call the extreme microdose. Now, look, I know there's the heroic dosers out there, and you can do that, but I don't need to go there anymore. I've built my sensitivity where small doses bring me to God. So I like a little sativa because I like to be very active. I don't like to lose my pace. I pick very clear medicine. Some people might like a little light dose of herbal. Maybe you could do heavier dose of like herbal stuff, herbal teas, herbal elixirs, things that get your energy system vivified. Supplements are great. I mean, if I could recommend anything, niacin. Could be a little dangerous. Try niacin at home at night, read it on the internet. It's an extreme move. Like sometimes your innards can burn up a little bit. I've had my skin turn a little reddish as it flushes. But man, a niacin flush in the sun, that's an extreme move. Maybe wait till month 3. But there are other supplements to really get there and open the core. Yeah, it's an advanced course. You are your own psychonaut. You are your own extreme energy master. So these are just things you can do, but you have to use your own judgment. Psychoactive ones can be really fun for microdosing. Effective medicines, I'm always looking for the most effective. And often it's the most orgasmic. Like what brings me into total pleasure realms is usually what also will lift really intense vibrational density when the light comes in. All right, so you can enhance, great ways to enhance are like, essential oils, smelling those, putting them on your body, any coconut oil or things like that. Really treat yourself to enhancements. You might not want to ever do anything psychedelic, no supplements, but you want to just do essential oils and things like that. That's great. Whatever works for you. And in the ceremony time, that's a great time to trick it out. And we'll get more into this later on. But you can do other types of extreme breath work, which we will totally get into, guys. We're keeping it simple to begin, and then we're going to trip it out quite comprehensively. Chakra toning, that can be with the breath work. There's vibrations of the seed sounds for the vowels, the opening sounds, and like the power-up sounds. There's color power training, which we'll get into. empowering with color and light and the whole thing. You can primal scream and let it out. Law of attraction is huge to enhance on in there. Go on vision quest. That's my favorite on a journey. And we'll talk about tricking out more. But with the ceremony, feel free to enhance on occasion, like maybe every 2 weeks or every week you schedule a special time. I know Californians love to do that. All right, so that was the Yang wisdom and a little look down medicine row. To be a light bender, you need to be light. And that's, to be a light bender, you need to be light. Which gets into what happens when your body is more of a light being. Then we experience more and more day by day, infinite quantum consciousness, infinite energy, totally lit up, kind of divine. And it's that avatar master state of knowing, of being. And it's totally our birthright if we just kind of apply the right, I think the right strategies and pay attention. Extreme identity stacking. So we're going to talk about how to create a, throughout the day, avatar master state and kind of, how do I put this? Create a new identity that we can stack above your old one. Everyone that goes through this goes through an upgrade, major. So old identities are going to go. Maybe they'll be kind of extreme when you have to let go of some really old stuff, man. I had to let go of stuff I almost thought was impossible. And through this stacking, we really create a more empowered, joyous, wake up every day and feel amazing in your universe, you. That is the art of the energy master, the avatar master state. So the bad news of bad stacking, and we've talked about this a bit already, especially in our last training, most people unconsciously bad stack or stack whatever's given to them. And these things really throw you under the bus. Everything from I'm worthless, I'm not good enough, kind of the same thing. I hate being here on planet Earth. Why aren't things working out? Oh, I'm a failure. That's a huge one for people. Just all these things we do throughout the day to sabotage our lives. All these unconscious energy patterns that have not been illuminated, that go back probably ancestors-wise too, of drain generations. I call it drain generations. So you create that new family legacy today in you. The buck kind of stops here with the bad stacking. And the great medicine for this is not therapy. Like, you get to go out in the sun and let go of all this stuff. Like, we have medicine to just like pound and heal you. But like, let's be supportive of that and not bad stack. Cut it off. Be the master. Be victorious. Be the light warrior. See it when it comes up. Call it out and say, man, I love you too. Oh my God. Oh, I hate everybody. That's one that comes up for people. Yeah, totally. I get that. And let it go. And let's get into all the ways I love people and love myself. The bad news of bad stacking. So it's a real mastery thing. And as you build your energy field and do this, you just feel amazing all the time. And you live in that reality that you've been dreaming of. You're traveling in all these beautiful places. You're feeling richer than ever. There's just magical romantic partners in your life. I love the travel. The star travel is my favorite. Is you soak under a star and it picks your energy up and you get to go all these beautiful places, meet all these beautiful people. Sometimes if you do your mission, you heal the fuck out of them and you get to juice up in an Italian star. I want to go to Israel and get star. So we stack up every moment of the day and build that new life of awesomeness. Stack your master avatar state, being the divine awesomeness you are. So, first of all, it's like, I just want you to pay attention to, are you feeling like a master throughout the day? Do you feel rich in your energy field? Capable, joyous, full of laughter and good service. Chivalry is huge with this medicine. Powerful. Do you have everyone's back? And do you feel good? And honestly, if you're feeling their divine awesomeness, you may feel like the coolest person in the universe. Because you are. You are that, you know? And in my most divine forms, I feel that a lot. And I understand everyone else's too. So start stacking your master awareness, consciousness every day, every morning. And how do we do that? My trick is I want you to feel it and find it. You could even do it now, but man, I bet you if you go out in the sun, maybe even do a ceremony around that since we've talked about this, set it up later this week. Like really find your avatar name, your avatar state. You know, when people feel into it, usually you kind of get into your spiritual power, which has been kind of taken from us through churches and family and ideology and hard work. I don't know, spirit's has been taken away, aka just your energy body and sex energy. So you got to get in your mojo a little bit, your divine self. And who are you? Are you the solar king, just blasting awesomeness and light into your life and everywhere in the world? Maybe the solar queen, empress, creating an empire of, I don't know, tantric union throughout the world. What is your master state? I've had ridiculous ones since I do say this a lot about sex energy. Claudius is kind of like a boss. Well, she uses the word boss pussy. This is an advanced course. It's a master course. So if you get in your sexual power, that's like cheating the game. We're already almost working up. I really like the Solar King. Sometimes I feel like the Electric Jesus. But you're welcome to decide whatever you are. And be that, find it. I'd love to see it in Mount Mastery Medicine Group. And you post about it. It's your quantum upgrade from the old life, almost like your birth name. You know, this is like going from Jonathan Talat Phillips to Johnny Angel. Like you guys are going from like old way to new. And I'm already hearing that with people in the training. Like you're already going into advanced levels of who you are. You're going from mediocrity to mastery level. So in this quantum upgrade, I really want you, when you figure out what that name is or who that archetype is and what they do in this world, I want you to wake up the next day as that person, and this means AKA tomorrow you can start. I suggest tomorrow and then keep upgrading. So tomorrow I want you to wake up as the illuminated God, and apologies ladies, goddess you are. This is called Return of the King training, so sometimes I forget. As the sovereign energy being you are. You know, you're going to wake up tomorrow feeling as good as you possibly can as the illuminated being. Using that archetypal avatar name and stacking throughout the day. So that means feeling infinite yin yang opportunities, being positive, seeing the gratitude as from your avatar state. I think power and gracefulness go very far in feeling yourself as a master. Look for, like if you're trying too hard, you're in your head, we need to get you in the sun and relax a little more and power up. Look forward with passion for your mission and hunt it. So every morning you wake up, your mission might be just have the most awesome time of all time. Your mission may be infinite joy. Your mission may be to bring total light on the planet, to be the best EDM electric singing DJ that ever existed. Cool. And I want you, your mission may be radiant health, to clean that colon thing that's bugged you since forever, that parasite, the spinal column that's just totally kind of moved in wrong directions, you know, the pelvic floor that got crunched, you know, the sex energy that just totally got cut out, the cancer energies that might be brewing from past stuff and family stuff. You hunt it. Your radiant health, you hunt it. All right? So when you feel that, well, I kind of got in the negative there with that one, but it's because when you're on mission, you don't allow that stuff anymore and you hunt it down and turn it into light. So I want you to be on the hunt with passion. That's what I want you to wake up with. And most importantly, almost, is dress like that badass. If you guys remember, I asked you to do a Return of the King blitzkrieg of your closet, where you went in and maybe got rid of anything that was 85 or under. You know, unless you go naked like that. Even if it's just a few clothes, like that really make you feel your avatar level. Maybe when you reduce, you find there's mixtures. Maybe you need to shop just a little bit to up your god, goddess, Egyptian, pharaoh, priestess game. Do that. We need these upgrades to come in, and sometimes a tangible physical win makes all the difference. Sounds silly, but man, when Claudia and I get these upgrades, that new jewelry, the new necklace, the new shoes, it always kind of ups our game of what we do as professionals. So dress like that avatar or that badass. Wake up tomorrow as the avatar state. Remember to use stacking throughout the day. I want you to hunt your mission and dress. Remember to dress. Like, I want you to wake up to do it with joy. Go into your closet with joy. And like I said, most of our master avatar stacking. And I always say this with divine energy beings is like, if not you, who? If we say we're all divine energy, but you don't allow yourself to be great and beautiful and brilliant and shine your light and be that, like, who's going to do it? And who's going to help others if you want to do that? So, I want to be coach and friend and ally, encouraging all of you on that journey. The victory ascent. Now we really are on healing core energetic issues. We've been on the warm up. We are kicking in the nitrous. We are putting it up a notch. If you want to go for it, I will join you there. And you're welcome to engage in this at every level you want. But if you want extreme results, let's go for it. Healing core energetic issues. This is my whole life study, really, guys. Your core overhaul. Like, as an energy guy, this is what I've studied. The cost of 85% and under. 2 core mechanics questions. Okay, I got to ask you guys this right now. And we asked you this before. What is your core energy field at? If anything is below 85 as a divine being, you are underpowered. Things are shutting down. And I have to ask you, it's drained and your car's like going and you're going on fumes. How long has it been like that? How long have you been drained in running your engines, your organs, your systems with a low energy field that's draining and, doing your best to pick up? 85%, anything under 90% isn't where you're naturally at. Now, where did this happen? Where did core issues happen? I always call it core stress. There was an intensity, a break, a pain, a fault, a trauma. Stress is the word that happened, and then the drain. Or they were drained and the stress came in too. They're kind of one and the same, misery loves company. A lot of stresses, you guys, if you're healers, you're going to see it's birth and childhood stresses, family stuff, abuse, aggression, emotional violence, emotional abuse, addiction, incest, and probably everyone here's had some experiences with something like that. Depressed, bipolar parent that just couldn't hold themselves together, absent dad or mom that just could never show up, went away. All those things that drained our spirit. I have bodily injuries here, maybe stuff that drained our bodies. Massive bone breaks will create huge leakages in the energy field. Vertebrae stuff will block it's like blocking a fire hose. And we have so many of these, and so many when we're drained, they just get eaten up. And then there's also just like violence. A lot of people, I work with a lot of people, it seems, that are in like the military. And so there's always like trauma with that. And there's also like family ancient violence that goes back. Ancestral genealogy stuff seems to go through the lines. Core stresses that drain and shut down their energy fields. Oh, and maybe the biggest one is once you've been drained and you've been in the matrix, you go through ongoing daily mediocrity, life stresses. Oh, you're waking up and it's stressful to listen to the news, and then it's stressful to get in your car, and it's stressful to move through the traffic jam, and your mood and your energy and your back. The ongoing, the IRS, all of these things create core stress and core problems. In the core diagnosis, honestly, I think it's because core stress you experience, the gas tank has been drained and running on fumes for years. Meaning the core, often for most people, as like giant infinite core reactor beings, Their core, to some degree, is eating away the core energy, the system, and the individual parts. It took me a long time. Like, I was actually looking this as an artist more in civilization and what went wrong with everybody. And it hit me that it took me on a 12-year journey to figure this out through seeing energy and discovering the sun. I think most people have been drained for at least 10,000 years, and they're all having core issues. They're running on fumes. It's eating away core energy. It's eating away their systems. Often they'll have autoimmune things going on, cancerous things going on, fibroids, all these things, and the individual parts start breaking down. And this is the reason. And that's why we do a total core overhaul over 90 days. This is a big issue. It takes time. If you've ever overhauled an engine, like, it's a big thing to do, but you have shown up to do this work unlike anyone else, to go for densities that are stuck, to clean out and open up your field like no one else, to shine brightly, to commit. So that takes a total core overhaul. How to power up your core like a god. I'm going to say do as many mastery golden hours you can with the schematics. Get out there, get the juice, power up, melt and destroy, and light up and get yourself a new core. It's amazing what you can do with photon light mastery, but you got to do it. And light is like the miracle cure for core. Be sensitive while always on the hunt. So I think we're getting how this medicine works and how to work with it as hunters, as extreme warriors, as young medicine professionals and pioneers, trailblazers. You're so sensitive, you're just feeling up with infinite yang, infinite yin energy, and we're going to start hunting things a lot more right now. Turn on, power up, and you grow. That's what I love about this medicine. It doesn't fix, it turns the light, and it grows the wilted, crunchy, bad mood flower into a powerful oak, into a Sherman tank of energy. We grow you. And as you grow, you get to do all these extreme Jedi moves. And if you like, you can work with other people. Melt and move. Now, everyone seems like on the first training, like you're getting infinite yin to some degree. You're getting it on your level, not just like, oh, Johnny told me this, or the schematic. You're feeling it in the sun. You're realizing how powerful this energy can be, how sweet it can be, how core reactive it can be. And the extreme breath work is bringing it all in. We're doing it through the mouth to get a little more expansive with an opening. We're breathing all the way in as we possibly can, so we get every density, every spot, oxygenating every cell, every bit of energy, and hitting it with light and photons. That's the infinite yin schematic. And it's like we've done our left foot, our first move with energetics, and now we're doing our second move, wax on, wax off, left, right. And it's a chemistry set. And now we're going to use this chemistry set. And I hope you don't mind. There's tons of surrender. There's tons of relaxing and unification. In fact, if I describe this better, this would be a tantric attack. But we are going on the aggressive side. For 3 months, allow yourself that commitment, that courtesy. 5 times the yang energy field that you have now. That's our goal. So the attack is this quite simple thing, is we want to create all this sweet space to penetrate. So we use this infinite, we use this infinite yin to open, nourish, relax, release, calm, support, and sustain. Claudia was using this word, the Milky Way, mother's milk. It's the mother's milk of the universe. Drink it in. It's the sweetness. It's the emptiness, and it's the fullness. It's the support of nature. You breathe in all that spaciousness, the goddess, the feminine, the turned on feminine, the turned on goddess, the electrified one. You breathe that, and the more space we create, the more you let that open up, the more of your core we can get in deeper and deeper and deeper. And most people, we got to go way deep. Anything 85, and especially if we've been running on empty for 5 years, 10, 20, 30, Some people, it's like their whole life. We got to go deep for core results. So the more space we create, and that's why the breath work is so important, the more tons of supercharged photons, they come in, they blast, they explode. This is atomic energy. The whole last age was created because of, atomic energy. And it heal, it grow, disintegrate density, and light up our energy system. So that's it. We create all this yin, all this space. I almost see like this giant universal infinite ocean or aquarium of yin energy. And when you open that up, you let it rain down. You let it fire in. You let it power up. You soak up. You will find many different experiences, but get to know these energies on your own master level. Enjoy yourself and keep refining. And then once we do this, we're going to melt and move. As soon as you get like this all built up, you let the yang pound in. I'm going to start showing everyone how to light bend. We're going to literally be carving energy waves in this week's schematic through just like these two moves. Well, and some more we've already learned. We're going to use our master moves, which gets to the end here. Energy master move. This week's is one of my absolute favorites. It's the two-handed chakra healing. And this is part of our melt and move strategy. As you build up, this becomes perhaps one of your most powerful hands-on healing allies. Now, first of all, I want to point out a former master move we did, which was putting infinite yin on your heart and saying, who cares? If you wanted, breathing in, doing the breath work, moving energy in. I suggest, people have been asking me about how to put your hands on your heart, and I realize what a good question it actually is, because when I really laid down and did it, I noticed my right hand went underneath my left. Of course, you can reverse that. Probably a good idea to try it sometimes. On my upper thymus and heart. And I would just move energy that way. So literally the right hand and the left were above each other in a horizontal position. And I could slide energy back and forth through my right hand. Why don't you try this? Put your hand on your heart, right hand up top on the upper thymus, upper heart chamber, the left hand underneath, and just move energy through your heart. It's always through the heart, right? Move it through your heart, through the right hand, in, and then out through the lower left hand. And then we bring it back up and in. And you can do this on the heart. You can create giant balls of energy here. And take a few minutes with it. I recommend doing this before bed or in the sun. Some on the first wave have really suggested putting their hands on their core during the sun moves and melting energy. I was resistant to that, but I actually really do love it. So you can just, because you can power so many things. So maybe towards the end of a session or after a session of breath work, just practice this infinite yin energy, breathing deep spaciousness and moving energy through your heart. Sometimes I can do this circle 8, and I'll move the energy through my heart, through my right hand. It circles 8s through my shoulder. It pounds back through or floods back through the left hand into the heart chamber, up through my right hand and elbows and arms back. And I just figure 8 it. You can do any of these moves. That's the hands on the heart, infinite yin. And the thing I always say for big issues, shame, guilt, past life stuff that's the worst of the worst, my guides and guidance have said, with infinite yin, putting your hands there and melting and just saying, who cares? And creating more space for the light. Who cares? We'll move through any of the worst things to trip you back as a divine being. Why get caught up on a lifetime, a family piece of junk? It's not those times anymore. Okay, so that's the hands over the heart. Now, this is the first master move really into, wow, this is how we do hands-on healing. And upcoming is the chelation, our total body power up, full power. And this is the best start for it, is simply, I want you to take your left hand and put it right over your heart so you have a good connection. Your palm's there. You feel core energy. In the palm, you feel the chakra in the palm lighting up. You feel that because you've been powering up. And you feel it in maybe your belly, the second chakra, because that's such a gut one people need to work on. And these are the two feminine. It's a great energy for infinite yin healing, the two feminine places. In fact, you're going to find this infinite yin will be the best medicine for your heart when we get enough yang to open it. So it's kind of like how we did this other stuff. We're going to move energy. And I'm going to tell you how they do it in the chelation, the hands-on healing to other people, so we can start that way. In the chelation, they will tell us to ping pong energy back and forth, especially when we get on the primary or major chakras on the core. So you'll ping pong this energy from like your right hand, which is on my second chakra, my belly, just below the navel. And I have that core connection there. And I just ping the energy back up to my heart. I like to go for depth. So you can do breath work with this and go deep, going to your right, going to your left, going down to your second chakra, up to your heart. You can do it through the spine, the front. You can do it through the back. You can do it through the middle. Good. All of them work great. So that's the pinging move of this two-handed chakra move. And really, this is the two-handed healing move, which is the essential move we need to do hands-on healing, but they never teach this. So we learned the ping pong effect, and now I want you to learn, what do we call this? Through the heart. This is a little more advanced, but when you're powered up, you're welcome to do it. And you just go through your heart in the chelation. It's another way to do chelation. You move energy from your heart down through your right arm into the right hand. You move that energy back up through your spinal or core area into your heart. You move it back around through your shoulders and left arm through your heart, back down through your right arm, and you move it through the arms and through your heart with breath. So to simplify, you can kind of, here's one move I like to do with this, is I breathe in, and I'm focusing on my right lower, or my second chakra. And I breathe in through the left channel, the left arm, into the heart, and I breathe out through the right arm and hand. And then I just create a circular motion. In through the left side to the heart, out through the right. In and up through the left to the heart center, out through the heart and down the right to the chakra center. You can reverse that flow. You can go counterclockwise. Great. Do that for 5 minutes. The more time, and sometimes the more, speed can actually be your ally too. But give them some time if you really want to learn. So that is the through the heart move, and that's the ping pong move. There's also one more really advanced move, which I would almost call the punch move. You got your core building and you're just getting a little more aggressive. You can kind of really shoot that energy right through the core and shoot it back, almost like a cannonball. We'll be doing that more as you lighten up. It's a good density mover. And that's the two-handed chakra healing. So today's mission, we wanted to go over yang wisdom. That was to be a light bender, you have to be a no light. And we really got into that full spectrum healing, that you guys are some of the most advanced star experiencers in the world. And you're becoming that light to bend the light. We talked about the avatar state. I want you to go in the sun and find out. Share it on the Mount Mastery Facebook page with the group. Something really joyous that gets you passionate to wake up and say, fuck yeah, every day. A winning attitude. That's your dream of all dreams. And now you get to be it. And then I want you to identity stack the shit out of that throughout the day. Build your courage, build your confidence that way. Now we talked about core overhauls, which I hope most people realize they need. And we always could use more power upgrades. Now some can be a lot more intense. So over this next month or two, we might be going for deep roots, getting the light, pulling, squeezing, melting and pulling out so we can light up more. And we do that through Schematic 2, bringing infinite space, that sweet space. I want you to soak it up, nourish it like mother's milk, and let those photons in. And then the master move today, I taught the two-handed chakra healing, how to move energy through your hands. And that covers our mission today. Now, upcoming, we have The oral lover type. We'll be discussing mostly for your, this is the mission, how do I say this? This is the mission mastery training. Like what we did today was the light warrior training. And now that, the oral lover, that's going to be like the mission training for the light lover, the light warrior. In the oral, the lover, that's the bioenergetic type for addiction. So any addictions you want to work through, bring them in this next upcoming call. I will send the link for that soon. We will also go over some high ticket courses around that. My guess is addiction is a gold mine with Yang Medicine. If anyone has an addiction that you want to go through it and help others, man, let's talk on that call. We're going to do the hands-on healing positions of the chelation. This is a full body hands-on healing, total chakra power up for everything. This is our main one. So that's coming up with the next one, the mission training. On our next Yang Medicine training, we're going to get into Schematic 3, and I'm going to reveal what this whole secret weapon is, what we've been doing. So pat yourself on the back. Very few people are going to learn this medicine, to learn this mystery, and to master it themselves. And so, you know, the fact that we're moving into this part of the schematic, that you've done the work, that you've gone out and got the golden hours, and you're ready to juice up more, huge. And now you're getting that mastery mindset for everything. Whoop. And that concludes our training of the day. Thank you, everyone, and I'll see you out in the sun.